Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we
we
are
are
back.
back.
We are back on the air after quite a long time of actually starting next month. It would be 2 years since the last time we recorded anything for our airwaves. Now we've done, we always do stuff on the phone and we do video features still at times. But this format, this new format that has been bestowed upon us due to the pandemic, one of the few good things that have come out of the lockdown and figuring out how to move forward in terms of business and presenting our product. Wow. So we are in the experimentation phase of letting people know who we are and what we do and why we are the best at what we do. But Butch, I briefly, I just want to, well, I would be remiss for those few people who may not know us. I am Derek, the genetic jackhammer Batista, and this fellow over there, former Mr. America, entrepreneur extraordinaire, Big Papa Butch Nieves.
Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. And we finally got through that crazy year, and actually, we're still going through a lot of crazy stuff.
Yes,
it's
as
definitely a up and down journey that we're going through.
to say the least. And yeah, looking through my notes, May of 2019 was the last time we recorded something like this for a podcast or being on the podcast air, if you will. Um, the world has changed quite significantly since then. Fast forward to March of 2020. You and I are both in the studio watching the TV as Governor Cuomo announces that there will be an indefinite lockdown due to the COVID-19 virus spreading like wildfire. And we both looked at each other incredulously and saying, this doesn't even seem real that this is happening, but hot damn, it sure did. And
Mm.
little did we know what we were in store for with the many months of not being able to be open and do what we do best. And so many businesses, as we know, so many gyms in the Bronx in particular, Dolphin Gym, Powerhouse Gym, New York Sports Club have all closed down.
And those are big chain gyms. New York Sports Club, I believe, closed 400 of their locations in one shot, one swoop, boom, 400. And there's a lot of little small studios that have closed down as well. You got a lot of the small independent studios that have closed down. A few boxing gyms have closed down. It's been horrendous. It's been terrible. I mean, it's not something that you even, legally thought could happen, but it did happen, unfortunately. And the only ones who could survive are the ones who could adapt and pivot and change their business model. I mean, I think we're really fortunate that, our core group of members are very faithful. And we've always, done things properly. Even before the pandemic, we were probably the most sanitary gym in the area. We kept everything really clean. Everybody had their own locations, and everybody takes care of our studio like it was their own, right? I mean, even before the day, everybody wiped down their areas and cleaned down the area. So we were kind of a little bit ahead of the curve. I mean, right now we really put an extra effort into it. We have cleaning stations throughout the gym, but I think we were, due to our staff, I could say from my fantastic staff to a lot of our loyal members that stayed with us, they really helped us out. So we're really, really fortunate and really, really grateful.
Looking back a year ago, let's even a year ago at this time in April, we were just all sitting at home, just trying to figure out what the future held in store for us and just the day to day mundane kind of existence without the routine. Like you, I'm very routine oriented, and the one of the few things I took away from not having a place to go to our work, the career that we have, My goodness, I realized how much I loved what I do. And it wasn't like that for a lot of people. Unfortunately, many people absolutely hate their job, but that is not my case and your case, and the people who.
We got a good environment. I mean, I think it's the environment. It's not also just one individual person, or one coach or one member that makes it's the total environment. Everybody together makes the place sort of a happy place. Just the other day, in the midst of celebrating Angelo's birthday, Emily, one of the members, said, "This is my happy place. I love coming here." And that's the biggest compliment we could ever receive. Because they love to come here. This is where they exercise, but they're comfortable. They're comfortable and they feel safe, which is really important. I think that's going forward. Every business, regardless if you're a fitness facility, a mechanic shop, a donut shop, whatever you might be, you have to provide a safe environment for your customers and for your employees. It's got to be super safe. That's got to be the first thing on anybody's list before anything else. Because if it's not safe, nobody's going to come to you, or you're not going to be able to sell your service or your product. So safety is priority number one. And we've always done a good job with that. We've always done a really good job with that. We prided on the fact that our place was always clean and neat, and sanitary. But now, you put that extra effort and you make sure we do it. We double our efforts. So we're wiping down the mat every day. How many times? I can't even count how many times we might wipe that mat down. And we clean the doorways, and we have cleaning stations, and we go through a ton of products. Let me tell you,
Very
we go through,
quickly.
yeah, really good. But on the flip side to that, right, we have a lot of members that donate stuff too.
They
So we
do.
come in, all of a sudden there's a pack
Lakshmi,
of,
Lakshmi in particular. Shout out to Lakshmi.
yeah, man. All of a sudden there's a pack of wipes, and there's Lysol, and even yourself, you're on a waiting call, right, with Amazon, and you get
Yep.
that Lysol can. It's so. Hey, listen. I mean, we're blessed, and thank God. I think the environment that we've cultivated throughout the years has enabled us to stay afloat, and I always credit my team, you included. Was without that, man, we would have been in deep shit. Just the
Looking
way it is.
looking back, I mean, can you recall a time while you were sitting at home, just feeling with so much uncertainty? What was the level of despair you were feeling?
Oh man, it was through the roof. At one point, you sit there and remember when Cuomo first said to lock down, it was to get ahead of the curve, right? To slow things
Yeah.
down. And
Flatten
then
the
when we
curve.
start flatten the curve, when we started to see that, and we were okay, we were getting a little bit more control, and they didn't open us up at any level. I started getting a little concerned. And at the beginning, I figured, okay, we have a few days off, we get to relax and regroup, and I could think about new things to do in the gym or whatever. And then it just kept, a week, and then 2 weeks, and 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden we're into 3, 4 months, and now all the bills, of course, are not getting paid, and there's a lot of concern going on right now. And then you know, the thing that really alarmed me was that there wasn't even talk of the fitness facilities opening up. We weren't even mentioned, So when they gave stages and they gave a plan, the fitness industry wasn't even mentioned. And to me, that should be one of the major priorities. We should be an essential service because, hey,
Right.
we all know build a strong immune system. Part of that is working out and leading a healthy lifestyle, which is what we do.
Right.
That's our number one service that we sell, and we're locked down. It's like, wow, what's going on here? So yeah, my anxiety a few times hit the roof, and I have a lot of people to be responsible. I have my team that yourself, it requires an income. My son had just joined the group, the team, and he's like, Dad, what's going on? I mean, this is what he wants to do for the rest of the life, and now all of a sudden we got locked down, and I'm like, oh man, what's going on here? So I mean, a little bit of faith, and I kind of took it like I did with my bodybuilding. I just didn't quit. Just every day, get up, did what I could. We jumped on virtual right away. We had our members coming on virtual. I think we did a 3 to 4 months free virtual for everybody.
Yeah,
And so
you
what?
and Angelo, just to give people some insight,
Yeah, yeah, a
every
workout.
day except Sunday, twice a day.
and it
Between the
was,
two of you, we're
yeah.
teaching the virtual
And it
group.
was funny because on Sunday we're both sitting on the couch like our bodies are killing us. I'm doing burpees and I
Oh,
mean,
for
come on.
crying out loud!
I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. You know. So and we did it, like you said, twice a day, and it was great at the beginning, but it got brutal a little bit, and then thank God that I pulled that plug and said, you know what, let's do a little virtual at the
The gym.
studio. And then, a bunch of the staff came in, Sammy and yourself and Maggie, came in and started helping us out, doing the classes. And man, that was a big, big help, big, big help. Just physically, you know what I mean, and mentally,
Yeah.
and that generated a lot more, generated a lot more interest among people. But we were doing really, really good with that for a while. So, and that's a new way of performing business. Like now, there's no more snow days.
Nope.
Before when we would close down for snow days,
Yeah.
there's no more snow days. There's no more. There really is your level of excuses for somebody who wants to train is really really minimal now, and that's one good thing that's come out of this whole pandemic thing. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I think it would be wise for us to also acknowledge the Fitness Coalition that was, I
The New
mean,
York Fitness Coalition,
yes,
yeah, they
yes.
listen. A lot of people don't know this, but they think that Cuomo, and I hate giving him the respect Governor Cuomo. I can't personally stand the guy. That's my own personal opinion. But he did not come in and say, okay, we're going to open the fitness. He was forced to open the fitness industry because they were suing him. They were giving him a personal lawsuit to say, hey, you got to give us a plan or you got to open us up.
Right.
So he just went on there and opened us up because he didn't want to deal with the lawsuit. So he was forced. It wasn't like he did that on his own, for his own reasoning, And he said that the DOH, Department of Health, was going to give us inspections, and when he announced that we were going to open at whatever capacity it was at the time, even the DOH didn't know that. So like when I called the DOH, say, okay, what's the inspection? What's that all about? They said we have no idea. We just heard it at the same time you heard it.
Wow.
So it was really mismanaged. It was really poorly done. The fitness industry was mistreated by the government in the worst possible way. We were totally forgotten and discarded. I don't know if that was intentional or they just don't give a shit. I don't know what it was. So,
Right.
you know, pretty tough to deal with though when you're just saying, hey, just leave us alone, go away. So,
I mean, I can recall, many days just it was just such an uneasy, ugly feeling in the pit of my stomach, just not knowing, well, what are we gonna do? What are we
yeah.
gonna do moving forward? It was something that I hope I never, or all of us, have to go through again. And
Listen, but it goes further than that because Cuomo also demonized the fitness industry. He kept on saying that, the gyms are part of the problem as well. And we were never the
and
problem,
nope.
ever, and the statistics show this, so, he demonized that. And a lot of people are still afraid to go back to a gym. And right now, listen, we are essential. It's important to take care of your health. The people who have passed away from COVID, a lot of them are obese, and they have to control that weight. So that's a big factor. And the way you do that is exercise. Not everybody has the room to exercise in their home or that has the availability, especially when it rains or it's cold out. You can't work
Sure.
out outside all the time. So you need a place that you can go to that you feel safe and protected. And with the right education, you can learn how to exercise and get a good workout in. Pretty simple, and that's where we come in. So
Big
it
time.
was a hard time, but thank God, we have a strong team and we got great members, some really super loyal members. There were members that at one point, I felt bad. I couldn't even charge anybody anymore. So we locked down all the payments. And there were people that email me and text me and say, but keep the payment going. We want to support you. You know, there was a group of people like did that was, just warms your soul. So, and then of course you have the other ones that are
Of
looking to sue
course.
you sue you for every penny you got because they're not getting their membership or they're not getting their workout in for the day. Meanwhile, it's totally out of your control. So you have that, but the majority, thank
Yes,
the
we're very
Lord,
lucky with that.
the majority were really great and it supported us no end, and that's why we're able to to continue to this day, and we're doing really well, even though we've had to change the model a little bit.
Well, at some point we were able to open, and slowly but surely, our people have been coming back, slowly but surely. Moving forward, what is some of your ideas that you would like to implement that will benefit not only us but our fit family?
Well, listen, I mean, right now, one of the biggest problems that we're having, the masks are very difficult, right? So we require everybody to wear a mask to come into the studio. When they get to their location, it's up to them whether they want to keep it on or not. A lot of them just lower it down below their nose or their mouth so they can breathe. As you know, I'm asthmatic, so that's real difficult for me to wear a mask when I'm training.
Right.
Um, but the 6 feet mandate is really tough because that limits how many people we can come into the studio. But going forward, I do like a set number of people per session, a controlled number. I do like that. So it's not overcrowded and we have plenty of ample space. So we're probably going to continue with that. I do like the fact that everybody has to now schedule a workout. So before we had first come, first serve,
Right.
anybody came in and just worked out and it was great. And we were always able to figure it out and make the room. But now it's got to be a little more regimented. So we're going to stick with that. The big home run, the big hit that we've had is something that we do that no other gym was really doing was the team training, which is kind of a morph between personal training and boot camp, which is a limited amount of people. They have their own station, their own equipment, so they're not sharing anything. And we have the workouts that we put on the board so they can go at their own level, at their own intensity. And we have coaches going around helping everybody out. So that's something that we're going to expand upon. And I think it's a great format because, hey, listen, two people can work out, have totally different levels, actually do the same workout and go at their own speed and their own intensity and their own level at what with weights that they use and get a great workout in. So there's nothing better than that. And then you got two coaches roaming around to make sure everybody's doing the form properly. Because I see a lot of that's the one problem with virtual. If you don't engage with the people, you have to
Right.
correct their form. And a lot of times people think, oh, you're telling me I don't know what I'm doing. No, you just get tired and your form starts to loosen up, right? You and I could be training. We've been training for 25, 30 plus years. And if I start to break down, I'll start to lean forward and you're like, hey, head up.
Yeah, you're not even aware of it.
You're not even aware of it because your body's just tired. So you need that person on the outside looking in just to make sure that, you're doing everything properly so you don't get injured and you get the most out of your workout. So, that's the thing that we kind of emphasize in our place, which.
The forces of evil have tried to take us down in the past over and over again and has not succeeded. No, not going to
No,
happen.
no. We got too much of a strong team, and I could truly say this from the bottom of my heart. I have the best team I've ever had. Everybody's generally just a good person, good people. Everybody's a good heart. They work hard and they want everybody to succeed. It's not really about them; it's about everybody else, and that's how the team works. So we've had other people in the past that it's really about themselves, and it never worked. There was always a conflict. But right now, man, if you do well, then Sammy loves it. If Maggie does well, then Jazzy loves it, and it goes back and forth. You know what I mean? So everybody helps each other out, and it works out really well. And the huge benefit is, of course, the members. The members benefit because everybody's getting the best workout possible. And everybody loves it. So we're lucky. We're lucky, and we're blessed to have such a cool place to train. You know.
Yes,
Yeah.
without a doubt. And moving forward, we will have our coaching staff from time to time appear, whether it be Sam or Maggie or Sleepy or Papi Chulo himself, who just celebrated his 19th birthday last year at this time. He was ripped off because we were stuck in the house. But now
Right.
we have the time and leisure to celebrate this amazing young man's life.
And he's doing great too. He's doing really, really well. He loves what he's doing. He enjoys it, and more importantly, everybody loves him, which I love that. There's
Yeah.
members in my boot camp, as you know, that seen him running around as a little boy. Like look at Damaris, right?
Yep.
Damaris is one of them. I saw him running around, and now he's my coach. Now
Yeah.
he's training me. Isn't that's a great story? I love that story. you
How
know.
ironic.
So yeah, yeah, you see him, bouncing him on your knee, and the next minute he's yelling, screaming at you, "Give me another burpee, give me another rep," you know.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing. He really has evolved into a wonderful coach,
yeah,
compassionate, knowledgeable. He's very attentive. Yeah, he's got the goods and nothing
he's
but
passionate. He's passionate,
yeah,
energetic, very energetic, and that's, I think, that which is phenomenal. You got a coach who has energy and passion for you, wants to see his clients do well. I mean, that's it. That's how to become, the best personal trainer or best coach you can be. Is really want your clients to excel or exceed their own personal goals. A girl comes in and says, "I want to lose, 15 pounds." He goes, "Oh, we're going to lose 20. Don't worry." And that's fantastic. So that's great.
yeah. It's the future is now, and it
Yeah, we're
starts with
actually,
him.
yeah, we actually implemented a new referral program, where if someone refers somebody to our boot camp or refers somebody to personal training and they buy a package, or joins our team training and does it for a month, you'll get a free workout yourself with a personal trainer. It's this way you can specifically hone in on your goals and what you want to do for that particular session. And that's like about a $65 value, per person. So I think that's a great trade-off. We want to give to get. If you help us, we'll definitely help you. And we're looking for more members, and we definitely need to build our membership base a little bit back up again. So we started this referral program, and so far it's been doing pretty good.
That's good to hear. I'd like to end this episode. A bit of just an acknowledgement, but a sad note for sure. There were many people who we lost during the pandemic. Um, None of which to COVID. Just to make that clear, but in my family, there were many, but two people that I would like to acknowledge. One being your coach Bob Gruskin, who passed away while we were in lockdown, and also the owner of Muscle Maker Grill and the Miles Avenue Cafe, Mario D'Agostino, who at 39 succumbed to cancer, which was very sad. He was a wonderful human being. Geez, it just makes you scratch your head as to why. And the
Yeah,
great Bob
really good
Gruskin,
man.
who was your coach for many many years, your
Well,
mentor
he
for many
was
many
he,
years.
he might not have passed away from COVID. We don't know the exact reason, but his last few days were spent in a nursing home. He was put in a nursing home, and that's where he passed away. So we never got the real
So who
details.
knows? Yeah, who
So
knows
who
with what we
knows?
know
The
now?
Right, the family did not want to do an autopsy. They didn't want to do anything like that. So we don't know the full details. So well, I know he was sent to the nursing home, and he didn't last 2 days. So it was unfortunate.
Tell that great story about with Bob when he would always say, "Oh, I got this monster coming.
Uh,
I got this." Let's end on a
yeah,
good note here.
yeah, that's a real good touching story for me anyway. It was when I first met Bob, I was a young stud. I had just opened up my gym. I was competing locally. And every time he show up, I didn't know him that well, but he would show up some guy, and wherever the guy he showed up, he would win that competition, and
He
whatever
was the
competition
the,
it
the
was.
monster of the year.
Right. He was the guy that nobody could beat. So, I would say, all right, Bob, he would ask me, so how you doing with your bodybuilding? "No, I'm training. I'm gonna compete at this show, and next year, and I'm working there." And he goes, "Oh, that's good. Maybe you'll break into the top three or top five." And I said, "Top three, top five? What are you talking about? I'm gonna win it." He goes, "No, I'm gonna bring a monster. I got one of my monsters. I'm coming." And I'm like, and that would set me off. And I thought he knew how to, motivate me. So I would train really hard. I'd show up the next year, and I'd compete, and I'd be third or fifth, and the guy he brought in would win the competition. Next time again, I said, "Oh," he asked me, "Butch, like, where you competing?" I said, "6 months down the road, Bob. I got this show." And he said, "Oh, that's nice, but you're probably not going to win. I'm going to bring a monster. I got my monster here. And he show up, and introduce me to the guy, and this is my monster. And I'm like, oh, he go in, of course, he'd beat me. He beat everybody. He'd win everybody. So, and this went on for years. Every time I'm climbing climbing the ladder. Then I had a pretty good winning streak. And then I remember we went to I think it was the Nationals. We went to the Nationals, and man, you remember I was training like a man possessed. I was training really hard. I had my training partner Nat Savino with
Yeah.
me, who was
Focused as all hell.
yeah, man. So I had started my diet 6 months out, and I was really zoned in. I looked the best I ever looked. I was the biggest and the most ripped, and so I looked at Bob, and I was like really determined. I said, Bob, who you bringing now? Who's your monster? And he looked at me. He says, you're my monster. He brought me, and I won the competition. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a great time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you
Great
get
time.
emotional thinking about it. He was a
Yeah. It was.
wonderful, he was a
I
really
won
wonderful man.
when he told me you were my monster. I won right there. I didn't need to go to a competition. I was like, really? I remember that moment. I felt my tears filled up my eyes, and I won at that point. I won,
Yeah, big
and
time.
we had a string. He was my adopted father, and I just call him Papa, and yeah, we had a great friendship, and a great career together. It was really great.
Yeah, I have fond memories of Bob, and will continue to have great memories. So
Mhm.
we have great things ahead, my friend. And this is our inaugural, what would you call this? This Zoom podcast, or this
This
new
is just
way of
introducing people like, hey, we're gonna get together. We're gonna try to motivate you, inspire you, give you a lot of practical stuff that you could use, and to improve your fitness and your health. Because that's what it's all about.
for
Without
sure.
your health, you really don't have anything. So we want to take care of yourself and take care of your loved ones around you, and we're gonna really focus on that.
On that note, I'll be seeing you soon, my friend.
I'll talk to you soon. Stay
All right.
strong.
Oh, look at that.
Whippa!
Damn it.